we got somebody putting their left hand in, and then they put their left hand out, and they put their left hand in, and then they move all about. Okay. Caden Proctor was committed to the Hawkeyes in June of 2022. And Caden Proctor is the badass recruit, y'all. Okay. This guy is a legitimate 5-star left tackle on pretty much he's a starter on any team that you put him on. Did he struggle at times last year at Alabama? Yes. Yes, he did. There was times he struggled. Did he start every friggin' game? Yes, he did. As a freshman at left tackle. So I think he did about as well as could be expected last year at Alabama. June of 2022, he had signed with the Iowa Hawkeyes as a hometown talent. He's an Iowa guy. In the 11th hour of the recruitment, Alabama and Nick Saban somehow swooped in and scored an unofficial visit. And this, I said 11th hour because it was December 16th, right before signing day. And you all know what happened from there. We all know what Nick Saban does whenever he gets you on a visit 2, 3, 4 days before signing day, right? He decommits from Iowa, commits to Alabama, signs his letter of intent, goes and plays his freshman year there at Alabama. Then Nick Saban retires, right? And so Nick Saban retired just a few days before Caden Proctor goes in the transfer portal. Bam, he's going back to Iowa. Scores an NIL deal. And look, we don't know how lucrative all these NIL deals are. We don't know the exact numbers, but the rumors, and these were on some formidable sites and things, rumored to have been upwards of $500,000 that he made off of coming to Iowa. Well, guess what, folks? He got homesick from his home away from home in Alabama, decided that he was going to go on spring break with some ex-teammates from Alabama. Next thing you know, he's back in the transfer portal. He's headed back to Alabama. He is committed twice to Iowa, okay, taken over 24 unofficial visits to Iowa, cashed thousands of dollars of checks to play for Iowa, and has played 0 snaps and will likely never play a snap for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Now, I am a proponent for people getting paid for playing college football because let's all be real, the level in which you must train to play this game is this game is war, right? It takes a literal physical toll on a man to play this game every single time that you play it. So I think it's only right that these guys get paid. But in the same hand, there's no way that this is the right way to handle the transfer portal. And there is no way that this is good for college football, a scenario such as this one. What do you say about it, Mason? What are your feelings? Because I think this is just absolutely horrible for college football, and this is just a bad look in general, this case in particular.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe he just went on this trip with his buddies, and he's like, "I man, I miss you guys. I want to come back." You know, maybe it had nothing to do with money. You know, I mean, have we considered that? No, obviously, he's getting paid like $750,000 a year to go play at Alabama, right? They upped the ante above whatever it was that they initially had offered. So I get the back and forth. I think that it's essential, though. Bud Elliott on Cover 3 Sports, you know, he had a pretty good point about it, that this is essential to college football moving towards a pay-for-play type of system. And this will help eliminate a pay-for-play system will help eliminate some of the transfers that are happening and create some consistency on the rosters that we haven't seen in several seasons.
Right.
I hope that that's where this goes. I think it's ridiculous. I think as a man, as a person, I would not want to flip-flop like this so publicly. I think it's a really bad look. And at some point, when he gets to the combine process, which is where we're at with this last class, that's going to be looked at and that's going to be analyzed. And they're going to say, when you're a free agent, we're going to get worked, right? Like if we take you, we're going to get worked in some way. But when you're a free agent, that has to be taken into consideration for this guy, and it's a bad character moment. I don't think it was a very smart move in the long run. I really don't. I think he should have never went back to Iowa. First of all, I think
Yeah.
he was fine at Alabama. I understand the recruiting process and how at the last minute you can say, you know what, I'm going to go to Alabama, but he never should have wavered from that, right? Nick Saban leaves, so you think, oh, I'm going to leave too, and without really doing your due diligence, right? You had 30 days to decide that, and you decided within a couple of days, I guess, after the announcement that you're going to go, and then let's not forget that there was some tampering involved because he basically came out and said that they were talking to me all year long. You know, that Iowa was talking to me all year long. They never gave up. So
Yeah.
Iowa was planting that seed and really pushing to get this guy back. They did. So let's not also just blame the kid. Iowa's at fault here too for constantly tampering. They kind of got what they deserved in a way for doing that, and um, you know, messing. Well, not messing, but trying to persuade a young man's mind and his decision to coming to their program while he's still with another school, not just letting him focus on his freshman season and getting better.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody needed to pull a Pat Narduzzi on him and just call him out in a press conference, and that'll stop that shit real quick. As we've seen. Yeah. So I hate it for Iowa fans is who I hate it for, because this is a collective group. And I think it was called the Swarm or something like that. Look, Fortune 500 companies in Iowa don't grow on corn stalks.
Yeah.
So there's not a ton of Iowa alumni to go hit up that, at Johnson and Johnson or Pfizer or any of that stuff to go and say, hey, we need another 500,000. We really need it like this spring, or pretty much like yesterday, actually. That's tough, man. That's putting a really sour taste in the mouth of donors as well. Because just imagine that you're a big donor at a school like that, and how proud you are to bring in somebody like that to come play some ball for your team, and bam, just like that, carpet pulled out from under you. That's pretty unbelievable, man. I really, really do hate that. And look, I wish him the best of luck. This is a kid we're talking about. And you see pictures of him. He doesn't look anything like a kid. He looks like a grown ass man. He is a grown ass man. But in all reality, in age, in matter of years, he's a young man, and he's caught in a bad situation here with this transfer portal stuff. We're in an era where the NCAA has no teeth. They can't govern anything. All these court cases have made it to where they literally cannot do anything. NIL is the wild, wild west, and whoever shows up on the nicest horse with the biggest pouch of loot is getting what they want these days, and that is what it is, man.